everyone! Those who are not spending money on the game may have felt the pressure of not being able to upgrade characters. I am lacking gold and taking a character to level 100 feels expensive. So best I can do is skip them. The near future effect of this will be to get kicked from my alliance due to not being able to contribute enough. As you can see that most of my newer characters are at level 100 on the Saved Squad tab. I did not have plans to upgrade Jeff the Land Shark. However, there is Redacted Dimension which will be running for a long time. And since it is sort of dark dimension, so a little bit of progress can be made every day. Hence, I have leveled Jeff. Also, I will need to level up those 2 locked champions for raid once they're available, and I do not have enough gold. The paywalls in the game are getting bigger and bigger. I doubt in near future whether it will be possible to keep up without spending money right now. There's a huge difference to stats compared to spenders. Like yellow stars, diamonds, character level, and ISO 5, those things make huge difference between how newer teams perform. As a result, you may have noticed that I have not been uploading new team testing videos for some time now anyways. In this video, I have cleared first 2 nodes of Redacted Dimension. I will upload other nodes once I'm able to clear them with this Retcon team of mine, so keep an eye. Jeff the Land Shark's abilities passive when an enemy uses their ultimate ability, apply time warp to self or one random retcon ally that does not have time. On enemy death, attack the most injured enemy support for 250% piercing. On war defense or in battle world if there are 4 other retcon allies. On spawn if this character does not have exhausted, apply slow to all enemies. Gain 500% focus for this action. Until this character completes a turn, enemies cannot gain immunity or speed up. Enemies cannot have their speed increased except by positive effects. Allies with Time Warp gain 616% speed. Time Warp. On turn, attack a random enemy with the attacker's ultimate ability at level 7. This does not use the attacker's ultimate ability, energy. Lose Time Warp. Ultimate attack all enemies for 30% of this character's max health and applies defense down for 2 turns and trauma for 2 turns. Special clear all barrier from all enemies. Pull all enemies up to 2 spaces toward the primary target plus reduce the duration of all positive E effects by 2. Attack all enemies for 360% piercing and applies Disrupted, defense down and silence for 2 turns, on war defense or in battle world. On kill bonus attack all enemies for 360% piercing. Gain a 1000% extra focus for this attack. This attack cannot be dodged. Basic attack primary target for 280% piercing plus apply disrupted for 2 turns. Generate 1 ultimate ability energy for self. Generate 1 special ability energy for a random Gwenpool ally. When forced to attack an ally, this character deals less damage to retcon characters. Squirrel Girl passive. When Squirrel Girl or a retcon ally or a young Avenger ally drops below 75% health, apply 2 deflect to that character. When Squirrel Girl or a retcon ally or a young Avenger ally drops below 50% health, apply defense up and regeneration to that character. Fill speed bar by 30%. Gain 25% drain. Retcon and young Avenger allies gain 25% drain. On war defense if Squirrel Girl has 4 retcon allies, Squirrel Girl and all allies cannot gain bleed. Enemies cannot gain charged. Focus of all allies can only be reduced by negative effects ultimate. Attack all enemies for 350% damage plus apply heal block for 2 turns, disrupted for 2 turns, and offense down for 1 turn. Fill speed bar by 10% for each retcon or young Avenger ally. This attack cannot miss and cannot be counter-attacked. Special. Clear all negative effects from all allies. Heal self and all allies for 30% of this character's max health. Call the ally with the highest damage to attack the primary target. On war defense or battle world if health started above 90%, gain 1 ability energy. Basic attack primary target for 300% damage. Attack the enemy with the most speed bar, ignoring taunt and stealth for 210% damage plus apply offense down. When forced to attack an ally, this character deals less damage to Retcon characters. Gwenpool passive on spawn. Gain taunt. Apply to evade, up to a maximum of 5 to self and all Retcon and new warrior allies. On chargeable new warrior ally turn. Apply 1 charged, up to a maximum of 5 to that character. On crucible offense, apply an additional 1 charged, up to a maximum of 5 to that character. When Gwenpool drops below 50% max health. If this character has taunt, heal for 40% of this character's max health. Gain stealth. Clear taunt from self. Gain 50% accuracy for self and all Retcon and new warrior allies. On war defense, if this character has 4 Retcon allies, enemies cannot fill or reduce speed bar for themselves, allies, or enemies. This does not apply to speed bar gained through normal means. Ultimate. Attack all enemies for 550% damage. Clear all negative effects from self and all new warrior allies. Apply safeguard, defense up and speed up to self and all Retcon and new warrior allies. Characters killed by this attack cannot be revived. Special. Attack all enemies for 350% damage plus flip all positive effects to negative effects on each target. On war defense or in battle world, if this character has 4 Retcon allies, apply trauma for 2 turns to all enemies. Gain taunt and immunity. Apply 3 deflect to self and all Retcon or new warrior allies. On crucible offense, fill this character's speed bar by 70%. In battle world, if this character has 4 Retcon allies, fill this character's speed bar by 70%. Gain 1000% extra focus for this attack. This attack cannot be counterattacked. Basic up. Barrier self for 15% of this character's max health. If the primary target has any barrier, barrier self for 30% of this character's max health instead. Clear all barrier on the primary target. Attack primary target for 380% damage. Apply defense up for 2 turns to a random Retcon or new warrior ally that does not have defense up. When forced to attack an ally, this character deals less damage to Retcon characters. She-Hulk passive on spawn, gain taunt. On turn, heal self for 15% of this character's max health. On stealth, gain taunt and heal self for 30% of this character's max health. When an enemy attacks this character, or a Retcon, Gamma, or a Fantastic Four ally, gain 1 charged, up to a maximum of 5. If Jeff the Land Shark is an ally, gain 2 charged instead. On 5 charged, transfer all negative effects from self and all allies to the enemy with the most damage. In war, gain 500% focus for this action. Attack the enemy with the highest damage for 300% damage, plus all adjacent targets for 250% damage. Lose all charged. On war defense, if this character has 4 Retcon allies. On spawn, gain +1 charged, up to a maximum of 5. This character and all allies cannot gain trauma. Enemies cannot assist ultimate attack primary target for 360% damage, reduce the duration of all positive effects by 2 plus apply stun. On war defense, attack the target with highest damage for 360%, ignoring taunt plus reduce the duration of all positive effects by 2 plus apply stun instead. Apply taunt to the most injured enemy. Attack primary target for 340% damage plus reduce speed bar by 40%. Reduce speed bar for adjacent targets by 30%. gain taunt and heal for 30% of this character's max health. Basic attack primary target for 320% damage plus apply defense down. When forced to attack an ally, this character deals less damage to Retcon characters. Deadpool passive on turn. Clear all negative effects on self. If any negative effects were removed, heal for 15% of this character's max health per negative effect removed. Heal for 20% of this character's max health. On Deathpool ally turn, apply 1 charged, up to a maximum of 5 to that character. On kill, generate 1 ability energy for a random Jeff the Land Shark, Old Man Logan, or Cable ally. On death, 5% chance to revive at 30% of this character's max health. If this character has a Jeff the Land Shark, Old Man Logan, Deathpool, or Domino ally, 100% chance to revive at 100% of this character's max health. On war defense, if this character has 4 Retcon allies, enemies cannot revive. In war, when a Deathpool ally uses their ultimate ability, apply safeguard and immunity to self and all mercs F or money allies. Ultimate attack primary target for 200% damage and apply stun and 2 bleed. Rebound chain to 5 adjacent targets for 200% damage and apply bleed. This attack cannot be blocked or counterattacked. Special clear all barrier on the most injured enemy, ignoring taunt and stealth, then attack that enemy for 550% piercing. On kill, gain regeneration. On war defense or in battle world, generate 4 ability energy for self and all Retcon allies. On war defense or in battle world, if this character has 4 Retcon allies, fill this character's speed bar by 70%. This attack ignores defense up. Basic attack primary target for 270% damage. Bonus attack for 220% damage. This attack always crits if the target is a minion or has safeguard. When forced to attack an ally, this character deals less damage to Retcon characters.
If you have liked my video, then please hit the like and subscribe button.